Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to EP2. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about Wing Chun and everything related to self-defense. My first EP, I put in a lot of B-roll of me training and showing skills. But the question I got is, were y'all listening or just watching? Because if you're listening, tell me in the comment section. Because some of the best things I learned about martial arts was something said in the interview with a grandmaster. You ain't gonna find it on a video. You ain't gonna find it in a book. Some gems are just said. So I suggest y'all, if you're true kung fu head, you're trying to get real insight, you listen to every word that we tell you because it's valuable info within the words. So when you learn in martial arts, it's the insight that you get from it. You can learn the skills, but you got to know what the who, why, what of why you're doing things, what it's for, where it's going. So today I'm talking about the lineages, concepts, and principles, and what joint locks teach you, specifically what they taught me about martial arts and Wing Chun. So let's just jump right into it. I don't want to waste none of y'all time because over here I'm giving y'all nothing but meat and no fat. So starting off, we're talking about lineages. So what it is with these lineages in Wing Chun, they obsess over, you got to be from this lineages or you got to be from that lineages. So the lineage is the guy, he is the person that's obsessed. He is the one that learned everything about the system. It was either passed down to him from another lineage holder, and he became the person that's holding the torch that's taking that particular style forward. So the guy who was obsessed, he interpreted the forms because in Wing Chun there is no directions or instructions on exactly how to use it. Because in Wing Chun is built off of concepts and principles. So you learn it and you use it how you interpret it and how you use it how you want to use it. So with that lineage holder, they figured out every technique, every which way to use it, how to do it. He passed it on to students or friends who learned from him. And he taught them his way of doing it, his way of how he interpreted the concepts and the principles. And that's the style of it. So with that, this is how you get different lineages that specialize in different things. They take the same concepts and principles, but they might have one specific thing that they like doing. Like my interpretation of how I use it and how I like to use the concepts and principles of Wing Chun, I'm very sticky based. My sticky hand is phenomenal. You know, my hand, I have developed my hand dexterity of a surgeon. So when you are very sticky based and I touch you off the point of contact, I can joint lock you off the point of contact. I can maneuver you and lead you off the point of contact. I talk about the concepts and principles. The concepts and principles are not specific to Wing Chun. So things like the center line, shifting, spiral energy, sinking, floating, ground force, pung, which in Wing Chun they call that internal energy. It's nothing more than pung. You can look up pung and you can start figuring out what they mean when they say internal energy. Jin, there's all type of jin. A punch is jin. That's rebound energy. There are different styles of jin. You want to truly understand? Look it up. Forward intent. Forward intent is not specific to Wing Chun. Wing Chun just delivers all these concepts and principles in a very compact and direct way. So, like I say, You can find these concepts and principles in other arts like Tai Chi, Bagua, Yin Yi. They all have the same concepts and principles. Wing Chun just delivers it differently, and they have it down to a science. Like I say, I like Wing Chun because it's very compact and very direct. It's like the triangle within a circle. The triangle represents how Wing Chun is very direct, very compact. The circular is the circular and spiral energy that brings in the softness to the hard part of the style. So when we talk about the forms and what they teach you, the forms are meant to teach you what to do with the techniques, not to be stuck with just the technique. Eventually, you want to get to the point where you become formless. It's like when Bruce Lee talk about be like water. That's what he means, to be formless and not just be stuck with a technique. You become free. You don't want to be sitting around thinking, oh, I got to tan style this, or I got to bong style this, or I got to do whatever with this technique. By the time you learn all this stuff, you get it, your body just know what to do. You're not thinking about what a technique is and how I got to do it. The forms are meant to guide you to the end product. See, I became formless through Wing Chun training. The forms, the principles, and the concepts taught me to just know what to do. So that's what it is with forms. Next, I'm going to talk about split mind in Wing Chun. I don't know if other people develop this or they think in these terms, but when in the split mind, at least I start thinking that, one side of my brain is doing math and the other side is doing art. So Wing Chun is a counter striking art. So on one side of your brain got to master defending with one hand and then also using the other hand to attack. So you're doing two different things at one time. You're mastering two different things. You might have to deflect something hard and touch them soft, or deflect something soft and hit them hard. So that's the split mind way of it. If anyone else experienced this that's been doing martial arts a long time, put it in the comments and we can all talk about it. Moving along. Next, I want to talk about yin and yang when it comes to Wing Chun. Wing Chun is one of those that is hard and soft. So you hear it a lot of times when people talk about the soft part of it. It's actually balanced. You have to know how to contract and release within the form. You got to know how to be hard. You got to know how to be soft. And it's in everything you do. Yin and yang is the complete balance of everything that you're learning. So you got to master your basic techniques, like your tan, your bong, your fook, your hun sao, and your gan sao. Those are like the top 5 that you're going to keep expanding upon. Wing Chun is like a foundation for you to keep growing and keep evolving infinitely. There's so much you can learn about martial arts. It's infinite. You'll never learn everything. There's so many styles, so many ways of doing things. It's just infinite. So when you master your basic fundamental techniques, you can ascend into higher ways of doing things. You can learn punk, jin. So you're going to have two-hand coordination. Your hands are going to have to know how to work together. And the only way you're really going to get that, you're going to have someone, a qualified instructor, someone that can teach you to coordinate your hands. I'm one of those people that can teach you that. Here in LA, you got Gary Lamb, Grandmaster. He can teach it to you. He out here. For anybody that in the LA area you want to learn martial arts and be able to ascend infinitely, book a call with me. Let's talk about it and see if I can help you. But when you have seamless hand coordination, seamless transitions between your techniques, and having the flow, you want to get to the flow where you're able to flow between all your techniques. Everything is seamless, because then you will learn how to get to chin na, or aka joint locks. You have to have the flow, and you have to have the fluidity of the flow just to get to joint locks. When you learn joint locks gonna force you to go back to the basics, master your techniques until you can do them seamlessly and fluid. You gotta have the flow, because without that flow, you ain't doing joint locks. It's not gonna happen. Joint locks happen from the strike. Joint locks happen from the grapple. So for those that's learning, you're trying to learn at home. Like I said, you can learn at home, but it's gonna take you a long ass time. But if you get an instructor that can teach you, see, the thing about Wing Chun, it is a feeling-based art. So if you're trying to learn by yourself, how you gonna know what feels like if you don't know what feels like? But you can learn. It's gonna take you a long time. So try to get you an instructor. That way you can learn as quickly as possible. Because when you see my students in these videos, they've only been with me for a handful of months, but their skill level is above people who've been doing it 5, 10 years or more. Whenever I touch hands with other people from other lineages and I ask them how long you've been doing it, 5, 10 years, and it don't seem like they learned much. But watch my students and see how fluid they are, how seamless their techniques are, and they're in the beginning of their journey. So if you're a true Kung Fu head that want to learn more, I suggest that you like and subscribe to this channel, because I'm giving all meat and no fat. So I suggest that you watch one of these videos, or this one, if you want to know what this Wing Chun is all about. So I'm not going to hold up a lot of your time. So I'm going to see you later, but you better stay tuned. Like I said, I'm giving real insight, and I'm out. Catch you on the next one.